with their luggage, with their seating number, all that we have, right? Okay, now the flight is going to end. Now we are coming to the end of the flight. They have reached the destination. So what happens now? They come in with, see our smiling face, they leave, must see our smiling face also. Is that okay? So our duty doesn't end yet. Don't think we reach the destination, it's okay, it's over. No, no, no. We still have a lot of things to do. So this chapter will cover that. Is that okay? Alright? Okay. Most of us we have done this already. Okay. Arriving and disembarking the passengers. Alright? Disembarking means they get off at the destination. Alright? Within the flight phases of an aircraft, there are two stages that tend to capture the attention of passengers and mark the day-to-day in the aircraft tracking for the management of an airport, takeoff and landing. Alright? This is the most crucial period of an aircraft. Takeoff, most accidents happen. Landing, most accidents happen. Even though the percentage is very, very small. Alright? But most of the mishaps, accidents, casualties happen takeoff and landing. So this is the most crucial part. Is that okay? Once the plane begins its descent, you all know what is descent. What is descent? Going down. Going up? Ascent. Is that okay? Alright? Attendants, flight attendants must ensure all trash. It's quite sad. All rubbish also we have to take charge. All trash has been removed from the cabin and seats are in their correct positions before performing a final safety check. So I think the duty of a flight attendant has increased tremendously in recent times. Also because of low-cost carriers, right? So you have to do most of the job. After landing, attendants assist passengers in safely deplaning the aircraft. Deplaning here means not deplaning. Deplaning, that means getting off the aircraft. Deplaning. Is that okay? Getting off the aircraft. Work with the partner, discuss the questions about what will happen after the plane has landed. Okay, look at question 1. What do passengers usually want to do once the plane has landed? Once the plane has landed, what do passengers want to do? Okay, what do passengers usually want to do? Asheni? What's that? They want to collect their hand luggage. Hand luggage, whatever they are carrying together, maybe their handbag, what else? Their belongings, alright? Belongings you either keep in the cabin above your seat or under the seat in front, not your own seat, the seat in front, right? All of you know that, alright? Okay, on my flight here last week, I had a problem. Maybe I can share with you all. When the plane landed and the captain announces that you have safely landed at this international airport, whatever, the seat belt sign is not switched off yet, right? I see so many passengers already getting up. That is wrong, alright? That is wrong, because the plane is still moving, it's still taxiing, right? So I think that is something that we have to be careful about. What are some of the safety issues associated with disembarking passengers? Alright, I think it's one of these which I just said. Safety, seat belt sign not switched off yet, but already passengers, unbuckling and standing up to collect their luggage while the plane is still moving. Cannot, alright? I think that's one of the safety issues. Why is it important to smile and say goodbye to passengers? You can ask that. Why is it important to smile and say goodbye to passengers? Remember, the first impression important to smile. And when people leave the plane, it's important to leave in a pleasant manner. That's why I see, I think it's general behavior that there would be at least 2 or 3 flight attendants standing, alright, as the passengers are disembarking, and smile and say thank you, right? They would say thank you. I think that's common courtesy, because then people would leave that plane with the impression that these are good people. So even if they go and do a review, they will give positive review. Is that okay now? Okay? All of you okay? Alright. What special needs do passengers sometimes have? What's special needs? There would be passengers, maybe they need a wheelchair. Right? They may need a wheelchair. Usually wheelchair, is it kept in the aeroplane or is it kept in the aeroplane? I don't think so. It's not kept in the aeroplane. Because on the plane that I went, we had a passenger who needed a wheelchair. I think it was brought from the airport. Yeah? They get that person to the seat, and then that wheelchair goes back to the airport. Is that true? Is that true? I'm also learning. Is that true? Inside the plane got a wheelchair? Oh dear. Apple, you don't know? Apple Airlines? How do you do that? No? It doesn't matter. Okay. But you will learn. Alright? Once you become a cabin crew, you will learn. What other special needs? I think wheelchair. Any other special needs? Ellie? Any other special needs other than a wheelchair? No. Yeah. We hope not. We hope not. Right? What do cabin crew have to do themselves after the passengers have left the plane? What do you have to do? To do themselves. I think you have to check the plane. Seating arrangement. The seats are all upright. Make sure there is no trash. The person in charge of the galley has to make sure that everything is in order. Yeah. What else? I think that's about it. Make sure the cockpit is also. I think the cockpit would come under the purview of not the cabin crew. I think it would be the first officer, second officer. Alright? They have to maintain the cleanliness and the arrangement, whatever. I don't think they allow us to go in and switch on and switch off a few, No, I don't think they allow that. Alright? Okay, that's good. Okay, let's move on. Okay, landing knowledge. It's good to know this. Alright, landing knowledge. Let's look at landing knowledge now. Okay, Henry, can you please read?
Just before the aircraft touches down on the runway, pilot line.
What is touches down?
Landing.
Lands. Touches, lands. Okay, good.
Pilot line will idle.
Idle the engines.
Idle the engines.
What is idle the engines? Switch off the engines. Alright? That means it just glides. Idle the engines, switches off the engines. So with this momentum, it is gliding down by itself. Alright? Okay, continue.
And flare the aircraft by raising the nose, allowing the main landing gear to touch down first and take the weight of the aircraft before the nose landing gear touches down.
Okay, you know the nose. This is the nose. Alright? The main landing gear would be here because there will be the tires coming out. Right? Tires here. Okay? Alright, okay, continue.
The touchdown may be accompanied by a
Jolt.
jolt.
And then audible. Thud.
As plane's landing gear touches the ground.
Okay, I think that comes with a lot of experience. Some very experienced pilots, you could almost there is no jolt. Alright? Of the 4 flights I took, 3 of it we had this jolt and a thud, but one was so smooth I couldn't believe we had already landed. Yeah, it was so smooth. I think it's experience. Also the weather, and also the pilot's mood, and also the pilot's. Can you understand now? I think it's a lot of to do with experience. You know? That's why I heard. I've talked about Emirates, right? Also in a country called Bhutan. Did I talk about Bhutan? No. There's an airport, only airport in a country called Bhutan. This country is in between China and India in the Himalayas, right? So it's a country in the valley between mountains. So only, apparently, that's what I read, only 12 pilots in the world can actually land and take off from Paro International Airport in Bhutan. Only 12. Right? Only they have the skills to do that. Alright? All the others don't. Alex, you okay? Come, Alex. Okay, if the runway is wet, the pilot often lands deliberately firmly. Often lands deliberately firmly. Oh, okay. To minimize the risk of skidding. If the runway is wet, got ice, then I think the plane can skid. You understand? Yeah? Can skid, can slip. So what happens is they may have to have a heavy landing. Alright? So if the runway is wet or has ice. Okay. Alright, I think this is a small view we have. Okay, this is the altitude of takeoff, aerodrome, pre-takeoff, takeoff.